I remember that same man. There was a woman that was about to like give birth in a couple months, and then he was basically saying like something's gonna happen to your baby if when you give birth, because it's gonna be a Asian doctor, and he's gonna do something. But if you don't want it to happen, you have to pay this amount of money. What do you mean?
That's where he's wrong.
As soon as I heard this, I was like, "That's so."
You don't have to pay
to bless for blessings.
You don't pay.
I was like,
I
think that was the first time I ever was like, "Whoa, this is so wrong."
Of Ireland.
Do you think if you did the leaving cert right now, like no, like would you?
Oh no, I'll fail. I'll fail badly.
I'd fail.
I don't think I'd
even.
I'd fail it again.
Foundation maths, I'll probably fail. I'll fail it again.
No, I definitely fail maths though, but I don't think I'd fail it.
No, my little brother. My little brother brought some. What's it called? Fractions. Oh yeah, he brought that to me. I looked at it and I said, yeah, you got to go back to your teacher.
My sister came with calculus.
I'm not the one.
And once I left that chapter of my life, it closed.
When I was in
anything.
When I was in primary school, yeah, I wasn't good at math, and I used to write when I had to count. I used to go 1, 2.
I know. I do that.
I got in trouble for it. My teacher called me. She goes, "How old are you?" They still have to write.
I used to do that as well.
And they put me in extra maths.
Those kids that used to take,
traumatic.
those kids that used to take our class for like extra learning.
Yeah, like me.
They used to take me out for English. I think because I was black.
they took me out for English, but it's understandable.
Yeah, wait a second. You still need the extra English.
They took me out for English, but that was understandable.
I never got taken out. Oh, no,
I could not speak English.
maths was my own.
I only got taken out for bad behavior.
I was bad at maths.
Oh, are you
Bad boy.
Oh, look at you.
No, I just got in trouble for
bad boy.
talking and laughing.
Yeah, I'm not
I was
surprised.
just disruptive.
I was actually a good kid.
Okay, guys, welcome to Open Circle Dublin, Open Circle podcast, Open Circle. What is it? Open Circle podcast?
Yeah,
OC Pod.
OC Pod.
OCP.
OCP. Yeah.
Puck.
That's a podcast that we're doing right now. What's your? So this is the first time people are going to be able to see this. We've recorded a lot of episodes,
Yes, sir.
but this is the first time people are going to be able to see this. Yo, so tell people your names real quick.
I'm Claudia.
I go by the name of Snowwdenn.
Precious.
And King David. I'm just going to call myself David because I don't want to do my celebrity name. You get me?
Celebrity.
Oh, if we're going by celebrity names.
I don't have one.
Oh, you have CB.
CB. Only you got. Anyways.
What you say?
Only you got. Nah, let's forget that. Let's forget that for a second. What all good, yeah? Well, everyone's blessed. Everyone's feeling good, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was thinking through this week, yeah. Like, I had a genuine, like, I genuinely miss, like, worshiping in church. Yeah, like, as in not only like the singing and the worship experiences, just like that genuine church feeling
Of togetherness.
The atmosphere.
Yeah, man, it feels like so long that I've actually enjoyed church like properly. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, we're back in church. We were back in church like last few weeks. It's not the same. What's your you lot's experience like like coming back to church with the COVID 2-meter rules?
I haven't even been back to church.
Oh yeah.
Was I back to church? Yeah.
I haven't been.
I was back to church, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was different, actually. Yeah, it was different because of the rules and everything.
Yeah.
Like, in my church, there was separated chairs, family by family.
Yeah, that was like.
So, literally, like, I have family, but we don't sit together. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big man to be sitting with my family in church. So, I just sit on my own. So, I just sit on my own and I have bed space. So, I like it because some people are.
Oh. Some people are
blessed. They're blessed.
What were you?
Yeah, it's the same. They kind of had like families and then singles chairs.
Yeah.
So when you come in, you're like, it's like a restaurant. So it's like,
Yeah.
how many? 2 table for 2? Do you get me? They'd
Table
have to
for
go.
2.
But yeah, I don't know. It was a bit.
So like what like did that take away from the experience? Like you've not been back to church, so like the experience.
I wasn't experiencing
In church in any ways, yeah.
Well, we were
I
in my
was,
church.
it
Worship
did.
is praise I miss praise. That was always lit.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird.
And just the
I feel
vibe,
like
the energy.
when I feel like because I'm in the worship team, so we're on the stage, and like I remember the first Sunday we were back, we sang a song. Everybody was like, it was like everybody was forgot how to do church. Like, you know what I mean? They were just standing there like a bit shocked.
Really?
Yeah, because everybody was wearing masks and it was all separated.
Yeah, that master
And
needs to go, man.
they were gone for like how many months from church? Like 4 months.
It
Or,
does.
Yeah.
so they were just kind of standing there like, and we had 2 services as well. So it was a bit like.
And do you go to the both?
I have to
both
sing
of
in
us?
both services the same song.
Yeah, do you know what? I see it like from someone who probably is on the altar a lot is probably very different as well. Do you
Very
know what I mean?
different, yeah.
But just like, bro, I cannot lie. People say God is everywhere. Yeah, and sorry, not people say, it's true that God is everywhere. He's omnipresent. Sorry, guys, you guys see that? He's everywhere. Yeah, and yes, you can experience God in the fullness in your bathroom, in your living room, in your bedroom. Yeah, but there is something about church. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, or not even church, or just
Gathering.
It's the
or
fellowship aspect.
bro. Do you know what I mean?
We're not supposed to forsake the gathering of the bread.
Come on, Bible
Come on,
scholar.
scholar.
Come on.
But that's what.
No, but I get you,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what. Like I get it. Like I could worship in my room and that. Do you know what I mean? But there is a different feel. I'm so maybe I need Jesus a bit more. But there's a different feel.
Oh, there's
No, there
Where
is
does
definitely a different feel.
everybody-
If it's the music, the atmosphere,
Yeah.
just everyone having this.
Yeah, it's just
same-
it's the group
I don't know.
element part.
not even with church, with anything you do. When
Yeah.
you do it with other people,
It's
it's
be-
more
yeah.
like
It's more
fulfilling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
It's
more
togetherness is
fulfilling.
like yeah.
And it's more of a memory, like.
I wonder if like you could. I don't know, because some people say that you don't need to go to church, as a Christian. Like I don't know. Like I can't imagine having my Christian journey, Christian life without ever going to church.
I feel like
get
those
me?
people like church hurt though.
Yeah.
A lot of like because I feel like a lot of people that say, "Oh, you don't need to go to church to be." Well, you don't need to go to church to be a Christian, but like they're like, "Oh, you don't need church at all."
Yeah.
I feel like this stems from some type of like church hurt or like I don't know.
Do we need church?
Yeah,
I think so.
He has his
You need some kind
benefits.
of fellowship.
group fellowship.
gathering.
But you don't
Yeah.
need it to
You don't need
maybe
to
make
survive.
heaven or
No,
something.
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like as far as it's like there's certain things you need as far as your Christian walk. Like
It's like you need
church is
people
one of those
that
things.
people that
Doesn't-
can support your walk.
Yeah, accountability. Like people. to, like,
I think it's because we've been in church all our lives. That's what I was saying that.
maybe.
Because that's definitely why I like church.
Yeah.
Because I remember like even going to like conferences, going to
All them
youth
joints.
That's what you
youth
meet
camps.
people.
Do you know what I mean? That's where a majority of my friends are from. Do you get what I'm saying? But at the same time, like there's a different group of people who like their experience in church was absolutely like just
Terrible.
not great at all. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so we get to two sides of the coin. Is someone says, "Yo, just leave the church," and someone says, "Yo, you've just gone to the wrong churches."
Yeah.
Do you get what? So what you think? Like, should like someone who's maybe church hurt or doesn't feel a need for church? Is it that they've gone to the wrong church and they should actually leave, or should they just keep searching for the right church?
Keep
I think
searching.
keep searching
I think
for the
keep
right
searching. Like,
church.
every church is always going to have its problems. I don't think you're ever going to find the perfect church.
That's a problem as well. Everyone thinks they can find a perfect
You
church.
can't. There's
Can't.
humans running it. It's like people think there's like mini gods running the church that like
That's
all
supposed to be
perfect.
perfect.
But it's not. They're all humans. They're all gonna do something that's crazy, and then this person's gonna like.
I think
gonna be
Pastor might sleep with the
that's the
choir.
problem. People.
It's always.
It's always
you
the
guys
pastor of
have
the
too
choir.
many stories because every time on the pod,
Yeah,
you
'cause
always
it's-
say
yeah.
the choir
Oh,
mistress and the
Oh, yeah,
choir and the
it's
pastor.
most likely the assistant pastor as well. No,
Come on,
facts.
bro.
And the choir leaders.
Choir, oh
It's
yeah.
always the
Oh
choir.
yeah.
Facts.
But I feel like
Hey, I'm in the choir.
just find what suits you. Like,
So
just find what
But
you feel like.
I
would-
feel that's the problem from people that are church hurt. They feel like even before they get hurt by the church, they feel the church is perfect. It's like the holiest of all places. So their our view of the church is like nothing can go wrong here.
Yeah.
They can't do me dirty.
Yeah.
And then when they do them dirty, they're like, wow. So this
yeah.
is how
This
you
what
man
church
are.
is about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that just hits them in a different way altogether.
Especially
I
new,
get that,
new
yeah.
converts as well.
Mm.
Especially new
I think they can get the most hurt.
church hurt. Yeah.
It's like because when they just get introduced to everything, it's like wow.
Yeah.
So
And then when they're
beautiful.
there for a while, they become like an ordinary like member. It's like, oh, so this is actually what's going on. And especially when you get deeper and deeper into
You
the
get to
church,
see
Yeah.
behind
you
the
get to
scenes
see the
of
behind the
church.
scenes.
Bro,
Like we
Yeah.
grew up church, so
we know the behind the scenes.
nothing that happens now
Yeah.
can shock us.
Exactly,
Because if-
It never fails us,
exactly.
yeah.
And
I
that's
still get
it.
shocked.
When I
though.
say I've seen it all,
Yeah.
I've seen it all.
No,
Yeah.
I've seen
literally,
it all.
if like obviously like maybe me and Snow, like we are like pastors' kids, so we
Yeah.
and you probably know as well. Like, you probably know as well
I'm
because
just an ordinary
because
lay member.
no, but you're no like in
Lay
terms
member's
no in
daughter.
terms no I mean in terms of like your parents will be involved in some of the background stuff in church, right?
If your
Like
parents are,
finances and stuff like that.
Oh,
If
yeah.
your
Okay,
parents
yeah,
have
sure.
like some kind of title in church, you'll know.
They'll
you see,
know
I-
a bit of
this-
what's going on. So
Yeah.
so like when I say that like we know the church is not the way church is presented is not how it's ran.
I know way.
Do you get
Oh,
what I'm
no,
saying?
100%
We know
no.
that. Do you know what I mean? And there's even businesses and a lot of different things. It's like the way things are presented is not how it's ran. But what if some new converts came in and saw the behind the scenes?
They'll run out
They'll run
They would
out.
run.
immediately.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Immediately.
But that's with everything, not even church. Like
Yeah.
what you said, like things they're always going to present it the way you
Yeah.
want to see it. But then
Yeah. But don't get me wrong. Like there's like that's just the nature of human beings, as you said earlier.
But it
Like,
shouldn't be that way.
yeah,
though. It
exactly.
shouldn't be
And I
that
feel
way.
like
Yeah.
you shouldn't use that as an excuse. Oh, we're only human, and not try and fix up or like do something about it.
yeah, but like what I mean is there will definitely be flaws. There's definitely
Yeah.
going to be issues. But I think when a church decides and we're going to run like the way this is going to be run is following Christ in the right way and stuff like that, then obviously there's small hiccups because you're going to have humans. Like if I want to run a church like with the fear of God, and then I hire someone to be on the staff, and they don't have the ultimate fear of God in their heart, they may do some sneaky business. You get what I'm saying? So it's just gonna be there is gonna be hiccups regardless.
Yeah.
But when it comes from the top down, it's a
That's
problem.
where it's a
Do
problem.
you feel?
But see,
No, go on, go.
no, but you see the way, like, let's say, like a pastor, like, for like, let's say the elders or the board or whatever, like they can't really control what those people do.
What, the pastor?
Yeah, the pastor can't control what people in the church do, can they? Like if they're
Not
running
control.
with,
You can't control
yeah.
it like
So
that.
like if somebody's coming in with like bad mind or like faking it, wolf in sheep's clothing, and does something mad, people
Yeah.
just blame it on the pastor. But like he,
Yeah.
like obviously
I
he
get what you're
prays
saying.
about the church and all, but like there's
There's
always
gonna be
Because the
There's
pastor
gonna
is the
be-
face of the church at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And there's other people in the church that help the pastor run the church as well. It's not
Exactly,
only the
kind
pastor.
of- yeah,
So
exactly.
them man are also doing, even sometimes even the pastor is the main culprit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When the problem most times is when the pastor is
Yeah,
the
it's
main
the main
culprit.
culprit.
If he has staff, like there's going to be some staff that may. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel that church should be run like a business?
Ooh. What do you
I've
feel?
heard
I think
this.
like there's nothing wrong.
Like business plans and
I feel like there should be plans.
There
yes.
should be plans. I don't-
Financial plans
Yes.
need to be put in place. Like
Yes.
it's not like
I do think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know about. You see, because in ways it's like a business.
Yeah,
because they have branches.
People take
You
that
had
because you
there's,
say
there's
like,
branches. There's people. You're going. You have a target audience.
yes.
You have business scholars.
Yeah.
You have all of these things.
Hey, I hear you.
Yeah. So like in a ways it's like
It
oh
is a
yeah
business.
how do we get our target audience, like let's say for now COVID, let's do live streams, let's do fix up our Instagram to catch the target
Yeah, but
audience. That's
personally-
running it
yeah,
like a business,
personally-
but it's not really.
Yeah, personally, I don't think there's a problem with.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
with
think there
definitely
is.
no
yeah, do you know what I mean? Knowing who you're called to and targeting who fish where the fish are.
Yeah.
Should you have a target audience? Should your target audience not be everyone?
No, but like say you're not called to everybody, right? Say your calling is for young people. That's your calling.
Okay,
So you know who your people are. So you target who the young people, where the young people are. You're not going to be going to the homes, the elderly.
Out nursing home.
Preaching.
folks,
You're not going to go to jail to preach. You're going to go to with the youth camps and all these places. You know what I mean?
Church is a business. Everyone has roles.
Yeah.
There's the ushers. There's the accountants. There's so many roles, like, and people have different roles to play.
I just feel like there's a negative. There's a
When
you say it's
business
a
is made
business.
to make money,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's not what a church should. That's not
That shouldn't
what
be
a
your
church.
main
Yeah,
focus,
Yeah.
but
even though sometimes it has to be,
Because how are you going to make the church
Wait,
better?
not in that. Like
No,
you're
but
fishing
you
for
have-
money.
you need
money
money
to
to run a
run a
church.
church.
Church better,
You need
yeah.
money to
See,
run a
it's
church.
because of all. Like, sometimes I wish.
Prosperity.
Sometimes I wish people just kind of use their heads.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, fair enough. You went to this church and they were doing a madness with the money. Okay, cool. But you still have to like put like in your head that even if I go to another church and they're asking for money, they actually do also still need them. I don't know if you guys get me, but they're still gonna need money.
Or like people have problem with churches asking for money.
Yeah,
Is that what
because
you're
of
saying?
like the past. But it's like I understand that, but then it's also like just because a church is asking you for money, that doesn't mean they're gonna use it for something crazy.
Well, yeah,
It's just-
It's the hurt. It's the
It comes
hurt
from
of.
church.
it's the hurt,
Yeah.
but the money is
No.
for God. Like we are supposed to give at the end of the day. Like obviously, it's hard sometimes when you see like the church, how the church is using the money, and you're like, you know. But sometimes you just kind of have to say, look,
Them ones.
I'm
What do
doing
you?
it for God at the end of the day. Like
What do you lot feel about, say, the pastor's coming in now? He's got the nice newest Jeep or whatever, and says it's come from the church funds. Right now, the pastor hasn't taken the church
Is
funds.
the church like?
church has
the church
said,
pays
Is the
them.
church doing
listen,
well?
Yeah, they say the church is doing decent. Yeah, decent enough.
yeah, I
It's
don't
not
see
wrong.
what's
I don't
what's
see-
the
There's nothing wrong
problem.
with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Pastor's in new Jeep and then there's customers. I said customers. Look at the way I said, look at this. I said customers. No, there's
Members.
There's members coming in on the bus or cycling or whatever
That's
it
their
is.
business.
Well,
No, 'cause
I do
It's not.
think
It's not
What-
their
what-
business.
what-
It's not their
Yeah.
business. But what I mean is that people always have the mindset that pastors need to be suffering. Why?
Yeah, no, see,
Well,
that's
not suffering.
But see-
maybe not drive. No, drive a Jeep.
no, but see,
But if you can afford,
so that's what
that's
my
why
thing
you
is.
need business plans. You could have bought a church van to go and pick those people from their houses.
okay, if there's
But
no
you're-
church
And that's what I'm saying. Like, because if
You're
a
giving-
pastor is coming in a Jeep, personally there is no problem. He's coming in a new Jeep that was gifted to him.
That's fine.
There's actually no problem with
Yeah.
it. But so the way people see it though is like he's coming in with a Jeep for the church funds, but almost at the church's expense, like the members' expense. You know what I mean?
that's
See,
taken.
But should
that's
you,
taken
as
out
a
of,
if the
as,
pastor, if
um,
the church, if you know the church needs money, yeah, and
you're using it to
there's
buy
other
it.
things that the church could use it for, and you're using it to buy.
sorry,
I'm
the
so
board
sorry.
have different priorities.
Personally, I just feel like pastor has to make certain sacrifices. If he has a car that's working well, like.
No,
I hear it. I hear it.
It's true.
But 'cause
If
a
you
lot-
have members in your church
Yeah.
that can't feed themselves, that can't feed their kids, but you're out buying Jeeps when you
Yeah.
can just sacrifice.
My thing,
You're the shepherd of the church.
yeah.
Look after your church.
yeah.
My thing is even like, so the people that organize themselves to bring the person the car, like obviously you're gonna take the money out of the church account. Are you not gonna like sit down and see the stuff that you actually need first before trying to, you know, give off your money to?
But what, like, if the pastor uses his own money?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
That's
See,
fine, no?
and we see that probably
Yeah.
more.
But he has to, I'm sure the pastor is giving to, like the pastor is not giving to the church. Just goes out,
But
"Buy the
should
car."
the, I don't know, should the pastor make sure that everyone in the church is okay before he can
And
buy stuff
can
himself?
have-
here's
No,
what
I
my
don't
problem
think
is. Here's what my problem is. Yeah.
No, it's a question.
Here's what my problem is because it's like no matter what a pastor gets, there is going to be one person. Say he has a congregation of 1,000 people. There's going to be one person who can't afford to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It may not be the most extravagant thing. It may not be it may just be the person may not be able to afford something. So pastor cannot eat. That's what the mentality. That's a problem as well. Sometimes is the pastor cannot eat until everyone is eating, and I understand it, but you can't make sure everyone is eating because
There's
you
only
just
so
can't.
much- there's only so
Do you know
much
what
so
I mean?
much this is a human being as well. Like I
Yeah.
don't know, like what do they expect?
I'm on the fence. with it.
I get it. Like, obviously,
So he should make sure every
He
single
should make
member is
sure
eating.
everyone should be eating. But
make it. I feel like
it should,
you know,
I
you
don't know.
like, if like a church for 1,000 people, I'm sure he has assistant pastor. He has, because not everyone can see the pastor. If the church is that big, not everyone can have direct conversation with the pastor. So he will have other people in place, and if they come to the other people in place with a problem, and it just goes over the pastor's head, I think that's where the problem is.
100,
Oh yeah,
100.
Yeah, like
100.
I feel like
see
if the
that.
pastor has the heart, obviously a pastor should have the heart to help others and give or whatever.
Not every
And-
pastor.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying they
Some of
should.
them.
I'm not saying every pastor has it, but like they should. And like if he is making an effort and he does try for his members and listens to everyone's problems, whatever, I don't see. Not it'd be different if he was stingy and just went to go and buy a car, couldn't give a rat's about what's
Yeah,
going
I
on
think
in the
that's
church.
different.
But if a pastor is making effort, and you know, because you know when your pastor is like, if a pastor, and he buys himself a nice thing. Like, let him enjoy too. Like, he's only human, you know.
It's also his
But then you
life
have to be like.
The problem is just when the church is like flourishing at a different level and the pastor is out here doing a madness.
Okay, I agree with you.
Not with the church's money.
With
Like
church's
if
money.
he has his own, if he's
he
writing
has-
books,
that's-
if he's getting gifted stuff, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That's
But
fine.
see, people also have a problem with that because they don't see. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they don't see. Say the pastor's never touched a cent from the church fund, but he's making millions from one book, right? He's still the pastor of people who are suffering. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's where it's like, yo, but he's a businessman on the side. Like he makes his own money, he feeds his family, he gives to whatever he wants to do with
He has
that
his own
money.
responsibilities.
But then like look at Mike Todd, right? Last month, I think he must have the church. He gave 10% of the church income, so they gave 3.5 million out, right? So they've given.
That's 10%.
Yeah, so there must have been like 35 in it, 35 mil.
All right then.
That's just a business.
Not-
You said they're offering. They have a building for offering.
Wait, they have a building?
Yeah.
I
For
don't
what?
understand.
When they give offering, like you put your envelope in like this big thing, like everyone has their names and.
But see where I'm going with it. Yeah, is
That's crazy.
he must have sorted. He gave a woman, a single mother, a car. You know what I mean? He's paid off some certain students.
That's fine.
Great. Listen, yeah.
Somebody will still have something bad to say.
But here's the problem, right? Yeah, that's one angle. Someone else. Okay, so he's helped out someone with the student loans. He's helped out someone out with this. He's paid off someone's debt. He's done this, yeah, to a good few people with 3.5 million dollars.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
There's still people in that church who didn't get anything. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I won't lie, if I was
Do you even-
struggling and I didn't get anything, I'd actually cry.
Maybe they didn't speak out.
No, but that's what I'm trying
It's
to say.
almost like the lottery.
Yes,
If you're lucky, you're not.
exactly.
Okay, would that not hurt you?
It would,
That would
but
hurt me.
listen, keep it moving.
be
Maybe
honest.
next year you will be lucky.
Because someone like say you don't have anything and it hurt you, you're gonna go home thinking the church had 3.5 million and they sorted it. Guys gave someone with
Church
a
is
car.
massive though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I'm sure
That's
you
why we
have
can't
it,
expect the
that's true.
pastor to take care of every single
Especially if it's a
person.
big church like that.
Like that, exactly. That's why there's rules in place. That's why it's run like a business.
You had them out on that.
No, yeah, like it's run like a business, but it shouldn't be financially driven.
Focused, yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying
Oh
to
yeah,
say?
of course.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they shouldn't. They need money.
Because even the structure of a church came from the Bible. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
The Bible is the like ordained deacons and elderly people, and do you know what I mean? So all those type of things are the structure for the church. It's calm. But when pastors take it that step too far, you know what I mean? And churches are guilty of it. A lot of churches are guilty of it. But
So what do you think of ATMs in churches?
oh boy,
We
couple of our churches have them.
We have a POS machine.
It's not a
Yeah,
problem.
no,
I don't
no,
see a
no.
problem.
Problem. Because some people don't carry
Listen,
cash and you need to pay
This
your
is a new generation. Do you have cash? Do you have cash? I don't have cash for me.
True.
We need a POS. Nobody does.
IBAN,
No,
IBAN.
that's the question, guys.
We have IBAN. We have IBAN. We
Yeah.
have
Nothing wrong with it.
POS.
Church
I don't think
needs
there's
to-
anything wrong with it.
That's another thing.
Because the
Church
first
needs
time, sorry, go on.
to- you go on.
No, the first time I saw it, I think it was when
Yeah.
we went to Sonny Baden, and I was like, wow, ATM.
Yeah.
But this was like what, 3 years, 4 years ago?
Five.
Five?
A good few
Them man
years,
in
yeah.
America
Five,
are
good
Like, I was
few
like,
years.
wow,
That's
ATM
fine.
machine.
Yeah.
I'm not used to that, and I was like, this is a money making scheme.
It doesn't
But
mean there's a money.
I know. That was my
was
mentality
the
back
mindset,
then.
yeah.
But that is like you said, not everyone carries cash.
I actually don't. Like,
And not everyone has time to go to the ATM before they come to church as well.
Yeah.
Because people leave during service to go ATM, so it's just easier.
I hear it. I don't have a problem with ATM personally.
It just looks
My problem usually sometimes with churches is this whole drive of they'll bring a guest pastor. I promise you guys, this guest pastor knows how to fundraise.
Yeah. There's pastors made just to make up.
So they will bring for the conference.
I bet you they.
When I tell you we know the BTS of churches, do you get what I'm trying to say? Some certain churches is a fundraiser. Someone 25 people are going to come out with €100.
Oh, I've been to one of those.
And here's one you.
The piano playing in the background to set the mood.
To set the mood.
No, the pastor will tell a sad story first. Then he'll say how we overcame.
Yeah, poverty.
And now he's flourishing.
Yeah.
And now this is what you need to do to reap his
get
own
the same
harvest.
thing.
If you want to tap into this, my sister and brother.
No, there was guys. Oh, I remember this one time. This man came to our church. Yeah, he was a prophet, but no offense, I really wanted to do quotation marks because this guy, he kept on like it was weird though because what he was saying to people was true and then was also not true, and then he would say, in order for this not to happen, you have to give 1K to like himself, not even our church, himself, and like it won't happen. It was weird.
Should I tell you what? Yeah, one thing I've been realizing recently. Yeah, he may be a genuine prophet,
But he's like,
but he's corrupt. Like,
Because-
because the gift of prophecy is something that a lot of people, God can give to a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? But you could decide to be
He's
corrupt
using
with it
it
and use it for
wrong.
yourself.
yeah, because
Yeah,
he was like he would literally explaining to somebody's life, like, so your grandmother is in this place, but somebody's life, and they were like crying, like this is true. Then I was like, bring so and so amount of monies, and then you know what he did also? He was like, he had 10 books, like he was up in the altar. He has 10 books. He's like, who wants a book for like I'm giving out these books, right? So everybody's like, yeah, I want a book. I want a
got
book.
50
He's giving
out,
out.
man.
No, he gave it out, and he goes, don't forget to pay for your book. I was like, hey, take this book back.
you know,
Nah.
like I've been to churches as well. Like there's like the pastors, has said the Holy Spirit has told me that there's 25 people that are going to give €100, and so he says, come out now. So the 100 people haven't come out with the €25. So 25 people haven't come out with €100. He starts reducing it. It's like, all right, let's make it 80.
Okay,
Let's make it 50. Let's make it
Get to
20.
5.
He got a 5, and then now it wasn't 25 people. It was like 35 people because obviously loads of kids were giving. Let's say I'll give €5. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And my thing is, personally, I'm reserved about those things. I personally won't go up. I don't feel no conviction. But my thing is like, I personally. David does not like. I just don't like stuff like that. Just
don't like
because
it.
it feels
I
like
don't
it feels
like
like an auction or something.
It feels
man.
like an auction, and it feels like,
Weird.
and then when people don't go in, now some people feel bad and be like, oh, let me just go in it, and then you're making a vow, you're making a promise to pay that money. Like
Yeah.
my dad hates things.
Yeah,
like
call
that,
it pledge,
so-
pledge.
I remember that same man. There was a woman that was about to like give birth in a couple months, and then he was basically saying like something's gonna happen to your baby if when you give birth, because it's gonna be a Asian doctor, and he's gonna do something. But if you don't want it to happen, you have to pay this amount of money.
But what do you mean?
That's where he's wrong. You don't have
As soon as I heard this,
don't
I was
have
like,
to
"That's
pay
so
anything.
wrong."
You don't have to
pay
God.
to bless
You
for
don't
blessings.
pay. You don't pay.
I was
for
like,
for
I
answers to prayers.
think that
and
was the
stuff.
first time I ever was like, "Whoa, like,
There's a-
this is so wrong."
There's a whole business for that. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a whole business of
Definitely bring pastors for that.
there's a whole
Especially during big
exactly.
conferences. They
Yeah.
know what you're doing.
There's a whole business for that, and that's what I'm saying. That there's a problem in that. You got to say because what that prophet may have said may have been accurate, but
The way
when you condition a blessing as to pay me in order for this not to happen is a problem.
was
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
It's so corrupt.
He never
Churches
came
are-
back, Sha.
Of course.
Churches are
because-
low-key corrupt and they don't know it. They think what they're doing is okay. Right?
Isn't that just because we're run by humans as well? Do you know what I mean? That whole thing of
Yeah,
humans.
but like with this,
We're humans. We know it's wrong.
we know what's wrong. Like, can't excuse it. So we should excuse it.
no,
No,
definitely
I'm
not
not saying
excuse it.
excuse it.
Hey, guys, don't get it twisted. We're not saying
I'm not
excuse
saying
it.
I'm not saying excuse it.
So
I'm
like,
not saying excuse it. It's definitely no. Well, this is the thing. The corrupt churches make the good churches look bad.
That's fair.
Because one bad
Yeah.
thing and the whole organization is now bad, and that shouldn't be the way it is. Because there's churches out there that I'm sure they're doing things the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They're
And
doing things the right
and
way.
they
I
have-
was saying this a while ago, maybe on a part there. I was saying, literally, good things don't get reported. You don't report good
It's all
things
the
like
bad
you don't
things.
say
Bad.
this church did this. No one's gonna say that. It's only the bad things that the pastor slept with this person. This pastor has asked for a private jet. This, do you get what I'm saying? That's all that gets reported.
Asked for a private jet.
You don't know.
No.
Where have you been? Bare pastors have asked for private jet. The Lord told me that the gospel must fly. Oh, come on, bro. Come
they
on, bro.
always know how to talk. They're so
Private jet.
manipulative.
And that's my problem with the auction thing. It's like it makes you feel like I'm sitting there. It was 3 of us that was sitting there, me, you, and Dim. Yeah, we were sitting there, and he's lowering the price each time. Yeah, and we were feeling like because almost half of the church has gone up now. Now it makes you look like y'all the stingy ones. Y'all don't have the Holy Spirit. Y'all don't. Do you know what I mean? We're not the ones that. We're not in God. But bro, it's just like I'm not going to be manipulated by you dropping.
If I want to give, I'll give. That's why we have pledges and vows up there at the altar.
Yeah.
It's not a must. If you want to do it, you do it.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. It's not like you do this and then you get blessings. Your week will be full of blessings.
Some people feel convicted that they need to give a certain amount, and that's okay. And they do it privately. They don't need to walk up in front of the whole
privately.
church.
That's
Bro, I like that.
Yeah.
Isn't Jesus say like if you're gonna give, and don't be like the Pharisees who do everything in public and just kind of like show off and say these big words and stuff like that. Do like if you're gonna do it for the Lord, do it privately and stuff like that. But see what you're saying there. Yeah, I remember. Do you know this church is for conferences? They have certain a budget. Now, budget for what to spend and a budget for what
to get like balancing the books.
But yeah, so how much they're gonna make back from it?
Really?
Yeah, so that's
God forbid. What's that?
No, like you know, saying like so we
That's
said
a bit weird.
say we're gonna spend
That's a
10K,
bit
we're gonna
weird.
spend 10K on the conference, but we're expected to make 15K back.
Oh yeah, that's not
bad.
That's
I
not.
know we said
Is it
do like
true, like-
not to that extent.
That's too much.
Is it the church sponsoring it or does they have a sponsor? Or
No, so say they've brought in the prophet now, but they know he's gonna fundraise.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
okay. Because
Do churches really do that?
It's not by force to do conference, you know.
wait,
Honestly,
should
if you don't have the
should
money, why
you
you spending
pay
10K on a
to
conference?
go
if you don't
to
have the 10K?
conferences?
No.
There's
Should you what?
conferences that
Should-
pay
should
for.
you
Do I
pay?
don't think
There's
that's bad.
something that you
Yeah,
pay
but
for.
should you pay?
No,
I think
that's
if
bad.
I think if
Should
it's
it be free?
I think they should be free, but if there's
Because
an-
they're sharing the
if
God's
there's
word.
if there's an artist like they have to fly in, and maybe
Like
that
think
day
about
is
it. If
their
they're bringing
day,
like
then I
big
don't-
top pastors, if you're doing the conference like top tier pastors,
Should pastor get paid?
if you're a full time pastor, come on, you need the
No, like I believe in blessing the prophet. I
I
believe
believe in
definitely.
blessing pastors,
Yeah.
and I believe if a pastor is a full time pastor, why shouldn't he?
at least
Should he
pay
just
for
be
the hotel that you guys have brought him.
No, they definitely. I think.
No, I
I
think
believe.
they
I
should
believe in
pay.
blessing.
For his
The problem I have is the word pay.
Hey,
Because
bless him.
bless him.
Bless the
Bless
pastor.
it's the
him.
same thing.
It's not.
It's not.
'Cause payment-
Pay means you're working for it.
Yeah, and pay exactly. It means exactly. Do you know what I mean?
But then, if in their head they already know they're gonna get a blessing,
At the
It's
end of
not
the day,
the same thing.
it's not pay. Yeah. No. But at the end of the day, it's a transaction.
it's still a transaction.
Let me put it this way. Yeah, obviously I've performed in a lot of churches. Yeah, and you know what? I started off humble. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started off saying I'm doing it for the Lord.
And
Don't
that's
have to
what they
pay
tell
me.
you as well.
If they bless me, they bless me.
They bless you with wine.
Bro,
And
they
meat
blessed me
pie.
one time with Puff and 7 Up in County Clare. No payments, right? But here's my problem, right? It's like, so as I said, I started off humble because I was being genuinely humble about like I'm doing the Lord's work. But then I had people I had to pay. Like I had a band that had to pay my drummer, I had to pay my piano player, I had to pay my transport.
Instruments. There's a lot.
And
that goes
I was started off when I was 17. I was still in school. You know what I mean? I wasn't making money. So I got to a stage where I wasn't calling it blessing anymore. I said, "Ma, our price. Our price is this amount, this
price.
amount." I had a price. You get what I'm trying to say? I think that was okay. Some people were gonna have a disagreement. I think I was okay for I was a rapper, right? I stopped even calling myself a minister, right? Because no. They were gonna take a mic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, minister for the Lord, God bless you. That's some people will just give you a handshake. I stopped calling myself a minister. I started calling myself a performer. Yeah, I just don't come to church to perform. I don't care. I was performing. Right? Don't hear me.
Hear that money.
'Cause I didn't have bread. You get what I'm saying? But now that I've switched into the space of I'm preaching. I go to places and I preach. I've
You don't have a
never
place.
once. It doesn't sit right with me to go to a
This is
place.
my price to preach. Yeah, it's been.
I can never. But,
it's sticky
but
still.
what I will say is, by one place, every place I've preached, they've blessed me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And even, do you know what? There's one time the place that didn't pay me. Remember, we and you went in Galway. They didn't pay me, but want to tell you,
long.
yeah. But I just said there's many churches in Galway.
There's mentions going.
But bro,
There's a few denominations.
bro, but hear me, yeah.
And I think
No, it's actually you want to know it, yeah. But this church, one soul got saved. I didn't need no money. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So there's a different
the
reward.
fulfillment is different.
It's different. You got that money.
I get it, but like, that's true. Oh, see the way Lalu was saying that should we charge for conferences and stuff? But what if that's what pastors do? What if that was you were doing for a living? You didn't have any other source of income.
I should
I'm not
throw a
saying you should
conference so I can make money.
No.
No. Say I'm doing a conference now and I invite you to come and speak at it as a pastor.
Yeah.
Should you ask for money?
Like what if they're flying you like from America? Shouldn't they be paying for your
Because
flight?
conference
they have to pay. I think they
make-
have to pay for your flight and your
Yo.
your accommodation.
You're not gonna say I'm doing the work, Lord's
Let
work.
me give you a little insight. Yeah, there was. Do you know when Mike Todd just like came on the scene? Yeah, for us, anyways. He's been there for a minute, but
I said on the scene.
like in the music, football. he's. I've gone on his website, on Transformation Church website.
He does conferences.
He was booked out to July the next year, and I looked up. I don't know why I was checking because I was never gonna like pay any. I had no money to pay Mike Todd to come, but I was just like, I was just checking, and it goes. They said, how long would you want him to preach? What's the name of the conference? He gave all the details about why you would need him. Then it goes, how much are you willing to pay in honorarium? Right, that's honorarium. Yeah,
But I don't know what
payment, like
honorarium
in-
The minimum
is.
is like when they bless pastors with money
yeah.
after they preach and stuff.
How much are you willing to pay? So like, I'm sure if I put 500 euro there,
So they won't take
his team are just gonna say this ain't worth it. Do you get what I'm trying to
See,
say?
that's why he has a team. He probably doesn't even pick. He
Yeah.
probably has people who goes through it and says,
Yeah.
"Oh, someone wants you here."
But
they're
think
willing to
about
pay,
it.
So
They need
Yeah.
them.
That's
Like
an event.
if no, because if
he needs one though.
if they were getting paid, like if it was just 500 euros, that's it. They'll pay for their flights. They'll pay for everything themselves.
Yeah.
That's a bit like they're coming all the way from America with
Yeah.
a couple of people. That is a bit of a like. It's not worth it.
Oh, exactly.
But like, if it was like, I don't know, maybe. Do you think if they said flights are paid, accommodation is paid, everything, 500 euros? Do you think they'll still come?
No.
When there's booking for 20K in
Yeah,
another
you
country.
get what I'm
America
saying?
is far. Dude, I don't think he's coming to preach. Not that, but that doesn't mean he doesn't. Because then people would think that he's not doing the Lord's work. He's using it.
Doing it for money.
But this, that
It's a
doesn't-
sticky
Priorities,
one.
bro.
It's a sticky one.
He has families he needs to.
preachers in the Bible are suffering. Maybe that's why people have that mindset. Like Paul
That's
and them lot.
it. That's because Paul was. We know that Paul was a tent maker, right?
Yeah.
And you know the early church, the book of Acts, yeah, them man, everything they had, they just put it together, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? They made the gospel work with their own work. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So for Paul to go to Thessalonica,
Thessalonians or something.
is that the place? Is that the name of the place or Thessalonica or what?
That's something.
I don't know.
Tesla something, Tesla.
Tesla.
And then or Corinth
Tesla,
or
Tesla.
the different churches, Ephesus, all the different churches that he went to, we know that he wasn't saying, "Yo, this is my price
What
to
if they
come."
blessed
We
him?
we know they want blessed. I don't think we are blessed.
They blessed him with food and a place to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like when prophets come to your spot, you should give them a place to stay.
As a sign of respect.
Yeah.
But
Just-
even them days,
Yeah.
I know people always like, what? It was a very much, it was a bit of a stigma being a Christian. So of course they were going to be suffering because they wasn't supposed to be being Christians.
Okay.
But now
people didn't even have
more
money like
people
that
are
back
Christians.
I
Yeah,
didn't-
exactly.
Don't get twisted.
Actually,
they had money, but like
do you get me? It was like a
people were
stigma.
always the
So
Pharisees.
people were like hiding and stuff. So they're obviously going to suffer if they're like the minority.
I hear it.
Now we're not the minority.
I hear it.
But should money be
Well,
the
give it
driving
back-
force of where you're going?
Yeah, look, what you mean?
No, I hear it. I hear it.
What
It
do you
shouldn't,
mean?
but, like,
what do you
think
mean the
about-
driving force?
Now look,
Like,
Or
it was
like
like
the
the
way-
decision you just said
when
now,
you
500 and like more money.
But are you? But like, what? Do you think?
I know he has a family. And he
it
has
shouldn't be the
mouths to feed.
Yeah, but he
driver
has money
point.
already.
But
Both like
no,
So
but
I'm
Lalu,
just saying-
if it was four churches on that day, 500, 2,000, 20K, and 35K.
I'm going to 35K.
come
Yeah,
on, be
but
smart.
I'm going
what
to
if
35K.
you're not meant to go to the 35K?
Is that bad?
That's
Am I a
what I'm
bad
saying,
Christian?
that's
What if you're meant to speak to
you
someone
have to-
that's in the 500?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Pray
like,
about it, isn't it? Pray
I want to
about
hope
it.
that he prays about this. No,
Go, continue.
I want to hope that. I want to hope that pastors like that pray about these things as well. They don't just go.
What if they don't know?
Because God might actually need you to go to that place.
I hear it.
Because the way what make coming across to the viewers is like money.
Yeah.
No, guys, that ain't
It's
it.
a driving force.
It's not the driving force. The viewers.
Yeah.
No.
No. Do you know? I don't think money is the driving force. You know what I think it is. Yeah. Let's look at Paul, the first, sort of evangelist and apostle, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yes.
I think if you look at his life, he was working. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Let's just say he had bread from his hustle. Do you get what I'm saying? And he used what he had, and that's what a lot of them did. Use what they had to support the mission, the gospel. I don't think a pastor should be a full-time pastor, and that's all he does. The reason I say that, well, okay. Let me put it this way. I think,
on how big
it depends on how big the church is or whatever. Yeah, but I think the pastor should also have something he can do to bless the church with. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get that, but it's just the whole thing of going here for this price, going there for this price, choosing where to go for if the amount is bigger.
It's only big pastors that have time that can be.
They can't, because small pastors don't have a choice.
I know a pastor who the cost of the conference, the church invited him and they got into a serious mess, no money. He paid 400,000 for that conference to hold himself. Do you get
Pastor,
obviously he doesn't go with any, I know a pastor who has never charged a cent in his life. He doesn't go where but he would never leave the place without people blessing him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So there's that aspect as well.
As in, he makes them bless them, or
no,
they
bless him.
Yeah, but see, that money goes to their own pocket, innit?
Well, the money they
pastors,
get blessed with.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think they should be charging.
Guys, if they get paid, but if a pastor gets paid like 20K, isn't that going back to the church?
No.
Not all the time. Money.
Some of them might decide to give the church.
Oh, I was thinking
they
have to give tithes.
Yeah, they have to give tithe 2K. That doesn't matter.
2K, yeah.
Oh, I was thinking that most of the money would go back to the church.
But they won't.
No, it won't. It goes to your own pocket because it's not.
Not all.
Yeah, not all. Some of them.
I mean, as in you give yourself a percentage.
Oh yeah, but that's
give the church.
If they
guys, because the church needs money.
Yeah, if the conference invited this church, then the church should get the money. But if the conference invited the pastor. The pastor's going to make the money.
Face of the church.
Yeah, face of the church.
Yeah, but it's
not
him.
the
It's not the church that's following him to go.
The members didn't follow him. They don't deserve.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying though. Like the narrative is, do pastors, is it right even that pastors take,
go to somewhere for more money.
Or just, reject places because this place is not paying or whatever it is. I don't think it's right.
I think they should pray about it.
If the Holy Spirit is in you, they'll pray about it. And if they have a spirit,
they need to pray about it.
They'll be able to pick.
Yeah.
No, but
I think that's an easy cop out though.
What?
Just pray about it. I think there's 100% you should pray about it, but I also think if
that
how do you
that money
them?
is already
but
your
how do you
head,
guys, let's think about it though.
But
Think about it. If the church actually needs money, I think the smart thing is go for the one that's paying the most. Church needs
but what
money.
if that's not what you're meant to preach? That
That's what I'm saying.
That's
pray
where
about it,
that's why you need prayer.
But like what? Like I don't think you should. If they go for the bigger money, that's no problem. The church needs money.
somebody's still there will get saved.
Bless.
Fam, do you know what? We need to get into the nitty-gritty one of these days, like on how should you actually even, because I remember with ministry, bro, I took it so seriously, like I'm not gonna charge anybody. I mean, my needs changed. Did I woke up? Yo, did I lose the Holy Spirit? I remember I used to pray about if someone invited me, I used to pray like, Lord, should I take this invite? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Did the Holy Spirit leave me now that I said 250 for just 15 minutes? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I get you.
But that was in that area of music or whatever. That's a whole different discussion.
Music is different from
very different from preaching the gospel, like with word.
Why is music different?
It's not really.
I don't think music is different. Everybody always says
this is your ministry and they're preaching.
Yeah,
a worship leader is invited to church.
Is expensive.
Bro,
very expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
No, but I'm saying
you're not going to tell. Tasha Cobb has not lost her anointing, and you're not going to tell her
Like-
that if she doesn't come for free, she's going to lose her anointing.
One day I went on our website,
Yeah.
like you said with Michael Todd, they give you, but she has a price.
Yeah, yeah.
She has a price.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
if you go below that price, she's not looking.
She's not
looking
coming.
Okay, so it's fine, but like,
But
so
think
it's
about-
fine for
They're
like,
recording artists.
But think about you're flying out musicians,
Musicians are bands.
manager.
yeah, but the
Like-
pastor's not coming on his ones.
Well, his
Yes,
wife.
his wife.
To a different. No,
his
the
bodyguard,
pastor's not
his
gonna come.
PA.
The pastor's not gonna come with his wife, especially if they have like a kid.
But they usually come
Let's
with
say
their
Mike
own.
Todd.
They come with somebody else
Like
or
a
two other
assistant.
people.
Yeah,
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
assistant pastor,
They didn't
someone
come.
close to them.
They didn't come with a whole band. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
So
Yeah, some pastor might if they want to sing.
But listen, guys. Listen. But the worship leader gets paid because she's bringing her band and herself.
Yeah, the
And
logistics
herself.
behind it.
So the pastor can't get paid because he's bringing himself and his person.
No, he can't. Like he, do you know what? We have established that there is pastors that they get paid, like literally have a price. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's right.
But can I say
Well,
something?
So, but
This happens.
musicians is right.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
yeah,
have
definitely.
that, yeah, because,
they have-
bec-
they-
because
I've been
the
there.
logistics behind the Claudia only makes sense.
Yeah, like you have to pay your band. Like,
Yeah,
you can't expect
different
and
logistics.
most times your band aren't even like,
yeah,
you get me?
yeah.
They're not like
yeah.
Yeah, and the band
They're
is-
just people that play the instruments,
Exactly.
so they
Yeah.
expect to get paid.
and they did send you to take that gig, so
Fam,
you have to pay.
exactly.
It's a gig to them.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, if I go with, like,
But just still, it's worship.
okay,
But
look,
some
look,
of
look.
them are not. Some of them are just playing. They might not be
Exactly.
Some of them just finish smoking.
Yeah, exactly. No, literally.
Wait, guys, do you guys think it's good to have musicians that like
Is it
you know,
good?
worship
It's not
band?
good.
It's not good,
But
but
it happens.
let me tell you. Let me tell you
I think
something.
musicians get treated differently.
Oh yeah,
They
definitely.
do, but let me tell you
That's
something.
actually discrimination in the Christian.
Let me
body.
let me tell you something.
So
Yeah.
universe.
Let me tell you something.
It is.
You see, with that music thing, yeah.
Even singers.
Don't limit God, bro. Like it's that music thing, bro. I just the way I see
What
it,
do you
yeah.
mean?
Is I've seen some people like even the times I've been in like say like I've done something bad or whatever it is.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I've played and the Holy Spirit still moved.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, but I'm not saying it won't move. I'm saying like
Should you pay them?
no. I'm
She's
saying
just
like
saying that. Well, how come?
how come it's fine as musicians?
It's not fine, but like
It's not. No, we're not
That's
saying
how
it's fine.
society, Christian society,
Like,
like,
even some-
musicians just do whatever.
Some musicians they don't want to get not don't want to get paid, but
Yeah.
they don't ask
Yeah,
to get paid.
exactly.
They
No,
just
but
go
I'm
and
saying
do.
That's their own ministry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But there's
exactly. There's some people who just.
But I'm
this is
saying there's
music.
some
You actually
musicians
need
that-
them because they're good. And
That's
they might not
all.
be-
But that's
they
what I'm
might
saying.
not
Is
be-
it good to just get a
Yeah,
musician that's just good and not like
Well, you want
a
your music
Christian?
to come out good, sis.
Yeah.
okay? But what about okay? So then the singers.
Yeah.
Some people get BVs and you're not even the.
Listen, the
But they're
lead
not-
the lead singer can't be in the BV's life. The instrumental.
Exactly.
Instrumentalist life,
Exactly.
like-
They can't be.
Just-
It's up to them.
Okay, guys, I have
Like,
another question.
Even Kanye West, he made everyone fast and live like a holy.
Like, he can only
before
say it.
He can
They-
only say
he
it, bro.
doesn't
Do you get what I'm
have
trying to
a-
say?
You
over
can
them.
say, oh guys, let's
God is
fast-
gonna do what He wants to do
Regardless.
regardless.
Okay, I have a question, guys. But how come, right? Okay, this is like away from the big, huge people like Tasha Cobbs and them. But how come, musicians get paid
What are you
and
talking about?
singers don't get paid? Like
Sing-
let's say like in no, I'm not talking about like the big like people like Tasha.
Are you being
I'm talking about specifically for like places
No, but
like
singers do get paid.
not in countries like this.
Yeah, but but think about it though. Look,
No,
look-
no.
no. Think about it.
I'm
No,
thinking about
no,
it.
No,
Because they
no,
think musicians have to put more practice in.
no, it's not that. Think about it, like practically, bro. You're talking about America, who has 300 million people, and Ireland that has 4 million people.
So how come all the musicians are getting paid except for the singers?
Cause okay, like for example, right? I know people who are musicians who don't only play in the church, who play everywhere else.
So they have a set price.
That's their job. They're full-time musicians. Tell me how many singers are full-time singers.
Because they don't pay us.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. We
But
don't.
it's not your job.
It's not your job. If you made it your job, of course they'll pay you because you'd have a set price.
If you were to sing, you're gonna have to do a big conference. Say you had to do a big conference today. The drummer could play with you, and he could play. I could, as a drummer, if I'm a drummer or a piano player, I could play for 6 different artists. I'm making money from 6 different artists. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You are your own brand as a singer. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So it's a very
You
different
have to
dynamic.
build yourself up to the point that they say, "Oh, we're paying her."
We're paying you, yeah.
Is that
That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but
it's like it's not even musicians they pay as well.
exactly.
It's only the good ones.
Exactly. And look at the market we're in, bro. Do you know what I mean? Look at how many black people are in Ireland. Then look at how many churches and how many churches are thriving.
That's true.
You're not going to make money in Ireland.
I was gonna say something in regards to like paying the pastors to preach. Let's say you're going to a church now, you know that you've already secured 35K from going to that church.
Secured.
Secure the bag.
Guys, I can only imagine when you're preaching. Like, would you?
You think about that money. You think about the 35K.
What, 35K?
So would the preaching change?
The Holy Ghost will come down. No.
I think
the fire will come down that
Precious
day.
is saying, would you preach €500 preaching? Or 35K preaching?
Nah, man, 35K. I go preach the house down. Deliverance service.
30 and cash for your sweater.
Bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, imagine those pastors. They know, I'm coming out with 35K. They preach it. Do you think they still like?
I reckon they
It's
preach.
between them and God, really.
They preach.
They preach
But
the same.
and I that's what I'm saying.
You should preach
You
the
should preach
same.
the same, yeah.
Whether it's €1 or 5,000.
Okay,
So
but-
as a rapper that was like Christian rapper was getting paid. So
Why
when
you say like that?
I was.
No,
I
it's
am.
the way she
I
said
actually
it.
am.
I was
You
like,
are.
that's a
I
gig.
didn't say you wasn't.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But what I was trying to say is when you got paid, like let's say when you were getting paid like just 50 for like a set, and then compared to your like big one, like €250 ones and all, or 300 or bigger.
I know
Was you different? Like
yeah, it was different, but I know what like the reason being is because if someone's paying me €50, probably like 10 people in the crowd.
But should your energy not be the same as
No,
as
it
a
won't be
musician?
the same.
it has
as
to
a
be though,
musician,
as
It
a
won't, because
performer.
Crowd
my
actually has a
music
role.
was tailored towards crowd interaction.
Oh, I see.
So if there's 10 people, I'm not going to sweat. If there's I'm not. I'm not.
Guys,
No, I heard it's like
€50 rap.
the more people you see, the more hype you
Because
get.
of the
Because
type
of
of
the
music. If I
feedback.
was worshiping, it may be the same because it's just I'm very slow. Everything. I'm asking people to jump, turn around, do all these type of things. There with 10 people,
You need.
I need people,
You
right?
need the crowd.
But preaching is very different because I
should
can
be
preach
the same.
with passion to one person and with passion to a million people. It's the same.
Yeah.
That's why it should be the same.
Oh yeah. Okay. So then that means okay.
That's why it's different. Anyways, no,
different.
I really just want to even just round up on this note. Yeah. So obviously we're talking about churches and literally his church kind of ran like a business. Should it be ran like a business? But just back to the like even just beginning question. Just want to like wrap it up real quick. Yeah. You see, the online community that we're in right now, because like we're kind of in that space of an online Christian community. Everything's online now. It's very different. It's very different, right? Personally, I can tell you from. Okay, do you know what? Let me put this here. I remember I watched a preaching on YouTube one time, and it literally provoked me to stand up on my feet and begin to pray and speak in tongues, all that type of stuff there. I was watching the preaching. This was before COVID and stuff like that. I was watching the preaching. This was amazing preaching, and I just literally, it moved me. Do you get what I'm trying to say? I haven't felt that since that time. But if that's where we're going now, online, everything online. I don't want to say does the anointing not move online. It can move online. I'm just saying, like, is it me? Am I the problem?
I think
No,
it's the mentality as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think it's you. I just think there's a difference between like live and like at home.
No, I feel
think it-
if you're ready to receive, I don't know, because even I'm at the same place with you as well.
I am as well.
And I've actually been thinking like, what is it? This is my mentality. Like when I go online, I say, it's online. Like it's normal. Or I don't know. Maybe if I want to like open up more and maybe listen and want to take something, then maybe I'll actually get some.
I think for like a lot of people, like online is like it's like you're just watching it.
Yeah.
You're not actually in the moment, like participating. But if you're in a crowd and the person's right in front of you, you're kind of in the environment.
Yeah.
So I feel like online it's just like, oh, I'm just watching it, or you can be distracted, you're on your phone, whatever.
It's up to you.
Kind of
though.
different. But yeah, it's your
It's the
mindset.
attitude you bring towards it. So I've watched some preachings or joined an online service and
It depends on how good the quality is as well.
Yeah.
of course, yeah. Some quality are like bye.
and with that word, because obviously there's quality that's really trash. Like I know some churches. I'm not going to speak too much.
Oh, gosh.
but like you look at like no matter if the pastor's preaching from the throne of heaven, the quality's turned me off because that's the age we're in. You know what I mean? We're accustomed to quality, so we can't listen to bad audio, we can't listen to bad we can't watch bad visuals.
Yeah.
So like that's the element where the church need to make a bit of money to invest in a good camera, good sound system. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's what we want anyone that's listening to understand, that there is a balance with these things. You know what I mean? Church need to make a certain amount of money to give, especially if we're going to be online, to make that thing,
You need a good experience online.
Yeah, you need a good experience online. But
and quality things.
Because sure, we watch Transformation Church online.
Yeah.
And the
Oh,
quality.
yeah, that's actually
quality.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's because they have the quality and they kind of bring the atmosphere to your house.
Yeah.
People
So
invest
the problem
in
is,
the
lights,
is quality.
it's
People invest in that
everything.
church. I won't lie. Yeah. But all in all, I think we need to just pray for our churches. Obviously, this is where we're going right now, online, and we just need to like,
Further notice.
yeah, to further notice. But the day we come back for a worship, especially with Open Circle as well, the motive or the ex worship
Can't
Ladies.
wait.
is gonna be stupid.
Top
but
tier 1.
tier 1. You call it that one. Tier 1. Or just tier 0 freedom. But anyways, we're excited for that. But let's definitely pray for the churches and
Definitely.
that our online church community will just grow and be better
Yeah.
as a whole experience. But yeah, thank you guys for
Thanks,
listening to Open Circle
everybody.
Podcast.
Like,
Love.
comment, subscribe.
Prosperity.
share.
And don't forget to
the
rate
vibes.
us on Spotify, on Apple Music,
Oh, yeah.
on
Where
Apple
you're listening
Podcasts.
to. Thank
Wherever you're
you.
listening. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.